Alright guys, jumping into match number 4. It has been a rough go of it. 3 losses in a row. We are taking on the Kilika beast this time though, which is the Guado Glories. So there's a chance of victory. You got the Guado Glories, who are the Gold Wings, taking on the Albed Sykes. And you got the Luka Goers, taking on the Ronso Fangs. So let's see what we can do here. So nothing really needs to change. We just need to jump in and hope for the best, honestly. I suppose arguably we could change our formation. I really like the idea of center attack though. Like I think it makes sense. Potentially we'll change it up though. Maybe next game. I don't know. The next game though, I think that's the Ronso Fangs, and that doesn't necessarily get easier. Like that also is a hard match. Gonna have Auto Guado challenge. Golkin is gonna go for the shot here. It's worth noting that we have leveled up a little bit, and that is our first goal of the series, scored by Kolikin, of all people. Gonna have Gear Guado past Nav there, so nothing too bad. Fumble happens, so Pa claims, and you're gonna have Pa just kind of push left side here. The one thing we do know is this is not going to be a called game, which is good. Borgia will challenge. I mean, honestly, with our level ups and everything, there's a solid chance we just outclass the Guado Glories. Maybe we're just better. I think, without a doubt, that's what it's looking like. Oh, but Noi does stop. So, with a goal here from the Guado Glories, that does make it a little bit spicy. So, you're going to have Zazzy here push, and he's got a lot of pressure on him, but he can do it. 100% possible, 100% doable. I guess the other question is, do we want to apply pressure? Do we want to really go all in for the win? I mean, those are the questions we gotta ask. It's interesting too, because in this series we have like so many command points, and that's why we're leveling up the way we are. But in the Goldwing series, wins meant more command points, and that's where like the discrepancy happens. So winning doesn't really matter that much, apart from that it will get us trainings later on. I guess we could do something where like we only get 3. Do we want to do like we only get 3 trainings, but then with every 5 wins we get an additional training? That seems fair, right? I'll have to keep track of like what we've got going on, but I think that makes sense. Just because it'll speed it up and everything. I mean, can you imagine how long teamwork's gonna take to train? Scary. A scary amount of time. We're not gonna do that until like much later though. So there is that. But yeah, Warbite's gonna get the ball here. Warbite is gonna push up. Pa and Yo Guado challenging. He's able to avoid both and go for the shot. Noi is able to stop though, and the pass will go to Gira. So the the Guado Glories here are not quite out of it yet. There's still a potential for a win. But with the win, you do not want that fumble to happen, because now Colkin gets a whole new opportunity to score. She will fumble with the steal, and this is where it kind of gets neck and neck. Gonna have auto pass to Nav. Zonda claims. So overall, still positive for us, but at any point, the Glories could score and could make this a tied game. And because we are in a league, it's important to note, tied game just equals tie. Like, there's no overtime, there's no anything. It's just you tied and you got to deal with it. Gonna have Pa Guado dodge here, continue to push up. Past the Nav. With just over a minute left, again, possibilities here. They could score, they could do anything. Nav's going to pass to Gira. That's the thing about the Guado Glories, though, too. You should know, they don't really fumble. They utilize, like, long passes to get advantage and to get goals. And fumbling is just not something they do. Gira will lose the ball there, though. And us in possession, obviously, that is just infinitely better than anything else. And you kind of have a tussle here. Ankroyd gets it, Gira gets it, Ankroyd gets it. Like, this is all good for me because this just kills time. Like, this just makes them lose time at all stages. So very good for me. Otto will challenge and Croy will lose. 30 seconds. Can the Glories do it? They got to get the ball to a forward, and I think ideally the forward can't be encountered, because I feel like the endurance of the Guado is failing them right now, and that's the big thing. If they were the Guado of 10, like, they'd be fast enough to avoid this, but they just aren't. And I think Knob stealing it isn't going to make too much of a difference. I do not think they're going to be able to score here. Zazzy, now's the time. Oh, the pass, it's so bad. It just kills all time, all momentum, and 1-0 is the final score. Our first win of the series. And then you got the Gold Wings taking on the Sykes. This should be a Gold Wings victory, but I'm excited for this one. Keppel's injured. That doesn't help. Can the Sykes do it? Oh, no, they can't. Oh, maybe they can. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, no. The Gold Wings just... The endurance is there, and they get a 4-1 victory over the Sykes. I mean, that's rough. Like I said, every single tournament was won by the Gold Wings when I faced them in the trading portion of this series. So, it's not surprising. Oh, and the Fangs eke it out. This is where it gets spicy. We've had so many upsets. So here's the thing. The Glories beat the Fangs, and then the Fangs beat the Goers, but the Goers beat us. But we beat the Glories. I mean, it's a mess. It's a beautiful, beautiful mess, because you don't know who's going to win at this point. Who's going to take wins? Who knows? All right, well, we're going to jump right back into it. We're going to do what we generally do, is we're going to do the hot spring. So we're going to reduce, well, I can do it for Larby. He's fine. Do the hot springs here. We're going to reduce fatigue down to 0. We're going to do, yeah, 1 counseling, 2 scrimmage. I think that makes sense. As I'm thinking about it. Like, I think that makes sense. So we'll do that. And then I'm gonna continue with the idea of, like, if we get 5 wins, we get 1 more training. I think that's fair. Because we're gonna get bottlenecked here pretty soon. Just by the fact that, like, when we get, like, an intensive training, right? And that's my big question. When I do intensive training, will I be able to re-sign the players? In testing, I was able to. But then when I straight up released a player, I was not. So that's where, I don't know. I really don't know. It's going to get really, really interesting really, really quickly. Alright, so we got that out of the way. And then let's do some scrimmaging, because obviously it's making a difference. I don't want to say we crushed the Glories, but it was a fairly convincing win from the standpoint of ball control. Like, we had control almost the entire time. There it is. We've got our team trained up. Perfect. So we've got 1 win, 4 more, and we get 1 more training. And yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And when you come back, we're going to be playing more Blitzball. Till next time.